Hey folks, welcome to That's Dope.
The podcast where we talk about stuff that's dope. And today we're going to have another very short little episode for you talking about a movie that we've been really hyped for a really long time. The Raid 2.
Berendal.
Ooh.
Yeah, right? I still don't know what Berendal means. Is that like...
I don't know.
Oh, it doesn't really
I'd
matter.
really look it up. I think it means thug.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Maybe. We'll get our Indonesian friend to come interpret first. But, okay, so yeah, we've been waiting for this movie for years.
Oh, yeah.
And, pretty much literally years. Well, which is 2 years, I think. Or,
something like that.
Yeah,
something like that. You know, those of our early listeners, our old school listeners, back from those iTunes days.
Yeah.
They know how much we like that movie. We had a little Raid 1 showing night. We had a podcast, almost dedicated entirely to that film. We were huge fans of this movie. The Pulse.
Oh, man, good times.
And so when me and Godswill found out that a sequel is being made,
we got super hyped.
The budget was increased significantly, and it definitely shows in this movie. Definitely shows, So there was a lot of hype going into this movie for sure. Let me preface by saying there was a lot of hype on me and Godswill's end going to this movie. Now, was the hype met? I don't think so, but it came close. It came close, and
that doesn't mean that's not a good movie.
It's not a good movie. It's just that we had such insanely high expectations.
Right. It was like, what could they do more?
What could they? Honestly, what could they really
bring Wolverine and Mario Brothers and
Tetris? Okay, what if they get the superheroes that for some reason Marvel doesn't have rights to, but Sony does? So it's just like Spider-Man and Wolverine versus
right. Yes, that's what we're expecting.
Versus baseball Batman.
Oh, man, right.
Oh my God, that would be sick.
Yes.
Basically Gambit. No, I'm kidding.
Right.
I'm kidding.
But yeah, so we had super high expectations. We were hoping, and I don't know what we were hoping for, but the Raid 1 set the bar so high.
Yeah.
It was such a great movie that we waited for a year, we're just watching trailers, and the trailers were super hype. You know what I mean?
So much hype.
We were just like, oh my God, look at that combo, and oh my gosh, look at the car, and oh my God, shotgun, and just getting hype.
A lot of hype.
We saw the movie, and 2.5 hours long, and it was a good experience. But
it was a lot to take in.
Yeah. So I guess let's just delve into it. We're gonna talk about the backstory, I guess, of the movie.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna talk about I guess differences between the movies and why you should still see this movie, and I guess what our personal experiences were.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I'll get started with that.
Yeah. We should definitely kick things off.
So I guess with the Raid. So first of all, there's a prequel movie called The Raid 1, The Raid Redemption, where 30 cops go into a building and they're trying to bust down this drug kingpin in this hotel or tenement area.
It's just a low rent apartment complex.
Exactly. It's a bad, shady place.
Oh, it's shady.
And bad things go down.
Bad things go down.
Very bad things, where people just blup blup left and right, and guns and action and oh my gosh, awesomeness. And in that movie there wasn't that much of a story. There's a story.
It was a basic story.
It was a very streamlined, simple story.
Yeah,
exactly.
Very confined.
There was a story, don't get me wrong, but you weren't there for the story, you were there for the action.
Yeah.
But you even though you still enjoyed the story, and it was easy to follow. Easy to follow.
And what made that film really great, and what in my opinion made it take the bar that is, in a sense, pure action films, and just completely not just raise it, but blow it out of the stands, was the fact that it did such a good job of taking these characters and taking these characters and subtly developing them based on how they reacted to certain situations.
Exactly.
I thought that was beautiful. It was fantastic to watch. And it made it so that the situation that they were in made you legitimately care for the characters.
Even bad guys too.
Yeah. I mean, well, one bad guy.
Yeah, at least one bad
guy in particular. Think about most pure action movies, like The Expendables. I don't care who lives. I don't care who dies. There's nothing to it. There's no substance to it. There's no reason why I should care about any of the characters. But what the Raid 1 did so phenomenally well was that it took such a simple story and took a film where the genre is defined by mindless action, and not only took the action bar and raised it to the farthest levels possible, but it also took the character bar and legitimately pushed it beyond a level that most pure action films
would usually
get to,
attain. Exactly.
And I thought that was great. That was great. And in that sense, the Raid 1 took the genre and just flipped it on its head.
Exactly. So then the Raid 2, I guess, tried to build on that, and it's like, oh, bigger budget, let's do more.
Yeah.
And I guess like the thing like that, the word I guess would be like over encumbrance, like where it's like a little bit too much. Where honestly, I felt the story was bogged down. Like with too many nuances, a few too many characters. Like honestly, I don't remember everyone's name. I had to ask Justin multiple times, like who's that guy, or like they're talking about one guy, who's that guy. You know, like a sort of plot that was a little hard to follow at times. Like the overall plot, you know, like it is followable, but like sometimes there's just nuances that are just hard to follow, and sometimes the plot got in the way of like I guess like what we wanted to see, the action, where like sometimes I felt there's a few too many slow spots in the movie. That, what do you think though?
Well, for me, like I'm cool. Like I love plot based, plot driven with fantastic action sprinkled on the side, right? Mm-hmm. As long as the plot is really, really great. Yeah. And not to say that the Raid 2 had a particularly bad plot per se. It definitely did not.
Exactly.
But in the sense, you know how the Raid 1 kind of like took it and it raised it to the next level? Yeah. That pure action film. Well, the Raid 2, the Raid 2 is not necessarily like a mindless action film per se. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's more like The Departed. Like I remember the Departed. Like that's when I think about the Raid 2, I have a lot of comparisons to The Departed because it's like undercover cop, you know, going into deep cover trying to find out basically, like, you know, there's
get to the top.
Sorry. Whenever I think about the Raid 2, I think a lot about The Departed because you know the whole undercover aspect and whatnot. It's very, you know, it's huge. Mm-hmm. It's huge. Yeah. And, you know, that concept of who can you really trust?
Exactly. And like definitely, I felt that. I felt that fear.
Oh, yeah, for
the main character. And like, definitely you cared about the main character. You cared about a lot of things that are happening. And, you know, sometimes you cared, or like you wondered what would happen to, I guess, antagonists or, you know, protagonists or like whoever, you know, people on both sides of the thing, you know? Yeah. And you got to see a deeper side of the...
Definitely. Yeah. It expanded the universe, exactly. You know, which was good. That was definitely something that I really liked about it. But my only issue with it really was the plot overall to me just felt kind of simple. You know what I mean? If it wasn't like a genre-breaking plot, which is crazy because the first Raid, that was genre-breaking. The second Raid, not so much. It's a different genre that it's going for, I feel, but it doesn't do anything to improve on the subject matter at hand. Essentially, it had the same fantastic action with an okay plot to make a good movie. That's the formula. That's the formula.
I agree with you. But we don't mean to be, you know, bashing the movie. I mean, that's like because there's a reason why we're reviewing it. We wouldn't say, well, actually, no. I mean, we were reviewing this movie because, like, well, we hyped it up so many times in the past, and we definitely had to give it to you. But we do think this is a movie that you should go see, and I guess
definitely. If you're a fan of the first one, if you're a big fan of the first one, then I think that you should definitely watch the second one. Like I cannot say this enough. Like we have our nitpicks just because we hyped it so much. We
expected it so much, yeah.
But at the end of the day, we still really enjoyed this film. We still thought that it was a great film,
and I do want to see it again. Too.
I definitely want to see it again, and I also want more people to see it, so the third one can be crazy, insane, awesome pants. Right, like I don't even know if that's a string of words, but that's the only thing that comes to mind.
I think we'll find it on the internet, but like, so I guess like let me get started into like why you should go see it. So immediately after, as soon as the movie starts, blip, people start dropping in.
Yeah, it goes down.
Right, it just takes place hours immediately after the last movie. Yeah, and that's something I do wish we did see, like where we did the first movie and then we went to go watch the second movie.
That's my only regret about how we watched it. You know, I really did want to watch the first movie immediately before because I think that would have made it so that we could
make
enjoy
it so much fresh. Exactly. So, you know, people that you will recognize from the first movie. I hope it's not a spoiler.
That's fine. I think it's big enough.
Yeah, people you recognize from the first movie will start dropping. And it's just like, whoa, this is crazy. So, this movie is really action-packed, and it's pretty violent. It's not for the squeamish, but we're not squeamish, and we're pretty manly guys. But like, we really enjoyed the action for one. Like,
definitely,
that was one reason that made us love this movie, and the action in this movie was awesome. Like, definitely the trailers did not disappoint. Definitely many different locales of like fighting. The scale of fighting was huger. There's weapons. Not as many guns as I would liked, honestly.
There's
but
that
like,
one gun scene.
Yeah, but like I was expecting like a lot more guns, honestly.
That's true.
But still really good. You know, like I really like the characters a lot. I mean, you know, we have baseball Batman,
baseball Batman, holding it down, Hammer Girl.
I call her Hammer Time Girl.
Dude, like seriously, I just want like. I'll buy the Blu-ray and I just want to play "Can't Touch This" whenever she comes on screen. Like,
right.
Stop.
Yeah,
Hammer time.
It gave me new ideas on how to use a baseball and a hammer in ways I had not thought about.
Yeah, that was insanely creative, and like the cinematography was really, really good at points. Like it was beautiful to watch, even when it was like disgustingly sickening.
Exactly.
You know, some of those scenes.
Like honestly, the scenes were just so cool. Like
Yeah.
Definitely like we're not trying. Or sorry, let me go there. No, like the scenes were just so cool. Like
definitely,
like it made me want to be like, oh, I should learn how to do Salat. You know, like this fighting style that he's doing. And like he's just blah 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 blah, and taking on 15 dudes. By yourself in jail. No big deal.
Something sounded so wrong about that. Taking on 15 dudes by yourself in jail. Like you can't say that literally a week after you talk about Chris Evans making you a little bit gay.
Oh
like,
my gosh. Oh Lord. Oh,
I want to do that.
We have a big announcement for you guys next time. Oh Lord, no. No, but like, oh God, but no. This movie was awesome. I just like it was honestly really cool. Like what. How would you judge the action compared to the last movie, though?
Well, I mean, I guess I could judge the action in the same way that I could judge the film as a whole. Mm-hmm. If we look at the last film, the film and the action together, it was a very compact, tight film overall, right? This film, it is an hour longer, which means it has a little bit longer time to breathe. But sometimes it takes too long to breathe, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like it's the morbidly obese fat guy like on the corner, like but there's definitely when it goes in, it goes in. You know what I mean? Action, like I said, is definitely comparable to the first one. And there are some action scenes that are better than the first one, but overall, I think the action in the first one might be a little bit better.
Yeah.
But the action in this one, scale-wise,
still
my God,
much better than like a lot of these movies.
Oh my God. Like there's all kinds. It's not just fighting anymore. There's like a gunfight. There's a car chase scene. Like there's
the car chase
so
scene was
much.
really cool.
There's so much more that they did with this movie, and like I said, I love the fact that they expanded the universe. I just wish that. I had the tightness of the first film.
Exactly. I think that's a good point.
That's the only real complaint that I had. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like I said, for me, I guess to conclude things, for me overall, fantastic, wonderful action plus okay plot equals good movie.
Yeah, exactly. The perfect.
You know what I mean? It's definitely not a bad plot. It definitely had some really good twists in it. You know, but overall, there's just a couple of things that I wish that they didn't do in terms of reintroductions of characters and whatnot. That kind of really bogged down aspects of the film.
Exactly.
But it's still great. It's still great, and I encourage everyone who liked the first film to go watch it.
Yeah.
Because apparently me and Godzilla are the only people on the internet who thought that the first film is better than the second film.
Wow,
but
really?
Yeah.
Hey.
We're the oddballs this time.
Hey,
but it's okay. We keep
good.
it real.
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
not
We're just giving you guys our experience.
We're not following the sheep, you know? We're not going to follow the
We're
crowd.
giving you guys our experiences.
Yeah.
We're not reading other people's experiences.
We're keeping it real with you guys.
Exactly. So,
we are.
Yeah, definitely. Hope you guys enjoyed our review right here. And if you really enjoyed our review, you can check out other movies with an annotation that we have right here.
Yep. You can go ahead and click that annotation. You can listen to our last short review of Captain America, The Winter Soldier. And with that in mind, I guess that's everything that we have to talk about today. Stay dope, folks.
Yeah,
have a great day.